Welcome to the first Signal Boost of 2018. I'm Greg Mack with the APS Office of Government Affairs. And yes, you heard me right. We've changed our name from Public Affairs to Government Affairs in order to more accurately reflect the mission of our APS office. Speaking of the government, there's a lot going on, so let's get into it. The government shut down since Congress and the White House could not reach a budget agreement, but it's back in business with yet another short-term extension to February 8th. Now, I'll remind you that shutdowns and short-term fixes aren't good for science. During a shutdown, non-essential federal employees can't work. So, for example, NSF can't process new grants, and only DOE user facilities that have reserve funding are operational. Short-term fixes aren't helpful because that means that federal agencies can't plan ahead since they don't know how much money they're going to have. They also can't fund new programs because they're working with the previous budget's operating plan. Discussions are still ongoing for the actual fiscal year 2018 budget and a spending deal. The House and Senate still have yet to conference their bills. Yes, those same bills that APS members contacted Congress about last year. And APS members have another opportunity to be advocates now. In fact, about 50 APS members from across the country are going to be out on Capitol Hill later this week. They'll be advocating on the federal budget and other important issues for the physics community. February 1st is the APS Unit Leader Congressional Visits Day, where volunteers from APS unit leadership will go in groups to Senate and House offices to be physics advocates. As constituents of those offices, they'll be bringing up two main issues, and one or two others depending on their interests. They'll be talking, of course, about the need for increased support for the science agencies, specifically NSF, NIST, and the DOE Office of Science. They'll do this from a workforce development, economic competitiveness, and national security perspective, and address the long-term impacts of basic research investment. They'll also discuss the need to include scientific infrastructure in any infrastructure initiative developed by Congress and the White House. Along with those two main issues, depending on their personal interests, they'll urge support for science education funding, discuss reform of the H-1B visa program, and address an upcoming government report on climate change's effects on national security. And you can add your voice to theirs from the comfort of your very own computer or mobile device. On the APS Advocacy Dashboard, you can learn more about each of those 5 advocacy issues and take action through an email, tweet, or phone call. Join in on your own day of advocacy and help be a voice for physics. Also, if you want to learn more about why a spending deal that raises the budget caps is important, check out the op-ed that APS OGA worked on with Mike Mayo, president of Nanomics, a small business in Austin, Texas. We asked APS members to contact Texas Senator John Cornyn about that too. There's a whole lot to look out for this coming year in science policy, including the fiscal year 2019 budget. I'll keep you updated on our Congressional Visits Day and other issues in our February Signal Boost.